Darling. This isn't a joke. This is the echo of my soul speaking only your name, again and again, with a reverence that silence could never hide. I've sat in the heart of storms and the calm of golden sunsets, but nothing has ever stirred me like your presence. This message I bring isn't crafted in jest or whimsy. It is carved from the deepest truth of who I am. You, my muse, my solace, my inspiration. This poem is not a mere fancy. This is for you, only you. I have danced in the courts of destiny, crowned in the glitter of royal duty, but behind every diamond lies a longing, and behind every command I give, your memory reigns higher than any throne. This is no performance for a crowd. This is the unveiling of a heart that has long loved you quietly, in chambers no eye has entered. Today, I open them wide and let my poetry fall at your feet like petals from the tree of my soul. You've heard words before, but not these. Not words that tremble in their own weight, not words that cry as they're born, because they know the one they seek may never believe. But believe, my love. For there is no jest in my intent. Each verse is my fingerprint, each rhyme my heartbeat. If anyone doubts it, let them. But I, Sheikh Hamdan, write not to impress, but to confess. Your smile has haunted the marble floors of my palace. Your laugh echoes in the garden where I once trained falcons, and now I find myself training restraint. Restraint not to send every poem I scribble your way. Restraint not to ride to your door beneath the moonlight and beg you to listen, to feel, to see the truth in my eyes. Yet tonight, I break that restraint. This poem is my gallop toward you. This isn't fiction born from idle imagination. This is a love so rooted in reality that even my guards can sense it in the change of my pace, in the way I pause when your name crosses my mind. I am a prince, yes. But right now, I'm just a man in love. A man who has touched greatness but finds heaven only in your gaze. A man who has faced crowds, yet trembles before your silence. Your name is a sacred prayer I dare not whisper to many. You are not a page in a love story. I've made you the entire book. My every gesture lately has mirrored the rhythm of your memories. My morning rides are no longer for conquest, but for reflection. I watch the desert not to command it, but to wonder if your soul feels this same emptiness when we are apart. I've written poems in secret, bled ink onto scrolls no one has ever seen. But none were brave enough until now. Because now I know the truth. If I lose you because I never told you how deep this is, I will live haunted forever. So I step forward, unmasked, stripped of titles. This is not Sheikh Hamdan speaking. This is the man who wakes up thinking of your eyelashes and sleeps replaying your voice. In a world full of performances, I've grown weary of acting strong. This isn't a display of bravery. This is surrender. You disarmed me with kindness, defeated my pride with the softness of your affection. And now, I offer you this poem not as entertainment but as evidence. Proof that I've loved you in the shadows and longed to step into your light. My royal blood cannot shield me from the ache I feel in your absence. My wealth cannot buy the peace your closeness brings. I've flown over cities and mountains, but the only place I want to arrive is in your arms. I do not want to be admired. I want to be understood. I want to be held, not by protocol, but by you. Even the moon has begun to ask questions of me. Who is she? It seems to whisper each night. The stars too, they've begun forming poems in my skies that mirror your smile. I've seen your image in the reflection of palace fountains, in the steam of my morning tea, and in the mirage of every horizon. If this is madness, then let me go mad in your name. So, hear this now, darling. This isn't a joke. This is a royal confession, adorned not with gold, but with sincerity. If you ever thought my silence meant apathy, forgive me, it meant fear. Fear of ruining something perfect by saying too much. But now, I fear the opposite, losing you by saying too little. So I say it all. I love you. And this love, it's not scripted for ceremony. It's not rehearsed for media. It's raw, untamed, and more real than anything I've ever written. This is your poem, your moment, your proof. Keep it close to your heart or toss it to the wind, but know that it was never a joke. It was always, only, for you. I remember the first time I saw you, not through the eyes of a prince, but through the eyes of a poet starving for beauty he could not name. You didn't need jewels to shine, nor titles to walk with grace. You were simply yourself, and in that truth, you shattered every illusion I had ever carried. I stood in silence that day, pretending I hadn't noticed, but inside, 1,000 verses began to form, begging to be written, begging to be heard. That was the moment I knew, this wasn't just a passing affection. This was fate whispering directly to my soul. Days turned to nights, and nights into endless thoughts of you. I would sit alone beneath the stars, wondering if you felt the pull the way I did. Did your heart race at the thought of me the way mine did for you? I am a man trained to conceal emotions, to master control. But you, oh, you unraveled me with a single glance. Every guard I had built around my heart collapsed silently like a fortress made of sand when the tide comes in. I've known warhorses and diplomacy, but nothing has made me feel so defenseless as this love. I want to tell you that it was never a game. Never something I played with lightly. While others flirt with affection like a toy to pass the time, I treated your memory like sacred scripture. This love has been my quiet revolution. It has redefined what power means to me. For what use is all this status, this legacy, this fame, if I cannot share the quiet of my morning, the ache of my poetry, the sweetness of my breath with you? That is why I said it plainly. This isn't a joke. I have dreamt of you walking barefoot in my palace garden, letting your laughter rise above the roses. I've imagined the way your fingers would trace the golden embroidery of the throne's arms, not with desire for power, but with simple wonder. I've rehearsed, in 1,000 stolen thoughts, how I would hold your hand and tell you that every royal ball, every national event, every grand moment meant nothing when compared to the idea of dancing with you alone in the moonlight where no one is watching. I have seen people doubt the sincerity of my words before. Perhaps it is difficult to believe that a prince can bleed with longing. But I do. Not all wounds are caused by swords. Some are caused by distance, by silence, by waiting too long to speak the truth. And I have waited, perhaps out of fear, perhaps out of respect, but not a day more. I speak now, because if I don't, I will betray the very essence of this poem. This is for you, and only you. And time will never rob me of the courage it took to write these lines. They say power lies in choice. Then let them know, I choose you. Over empires, over expectations, over traditions that may try to shape my life without my heart's consent. I choose your laughter over political approval, your tears over diplomatic applause. My love, I would trade 100 royal decrees just to hear you say my name the way you did in my dreams. And if this poem reaches you, let it be the key to my soul's door. Walk in and stay. You deserve more than admiration. You deserve a love that cannot be swayed by distance or doubt. And I swear upon my name, this love is the kind that kneels before you not in weakness but in devotion. I will not offer you promises of a perfect future, but I will offer you truth. I will offer you a heart that has waited, a mind that has dreamed, and a soul that has chosen to write your name beside mine in every prayer. I know this world may try to complicate things. I know whispers may rise and opinions may flood like waves. But I will not let them drown us. Because in every complicated moment, I will hold to one simple truth, I love you. When the crowds are gone and the crown is heavy, I will lay it down beside your feet, and rest in the sanctuary of your voice. That is the life I dream of. That is the poem I write every day without ink. You may be wondering why I didn't say this sooner. The answer, my love, is fear. Not of love, but of losing the chance to give it perfectly. I wanted the timing to be divine, the words to be flawless, the moment to be unforgettable. But now I realize, love needs no perfection. It needs presence. It needs truth. So I offer you my imperfect truth, wrapped in lines of poetry, sealed with the longing of a royal heart. If the stars could speak, they would confirm the nights I've spoken to them of you. If the wind had memory, it would carry your name 1,000 times back to you, soaked in the scent of desert flowers. I am not a man who falls easily, but with you, it wasn't falling, it was ascending. Rising into a space where nothing else mattered but the way your spirit danced through my life, even from afar. Let them say what they will. Let them wonder if this is real. But you, my love, know the truth. You've always known it, haven't you? Somewhere in your silence, Somewhere in the way your eyes held mine for a second too long, the truth was always there. And now, it's in your hands. Read it again, feel every word. This isn't a performance, a spectacle, or a fleeting attempt. This is my soul on parchment. This is love, raw and royal, meant only for you. So, darling, hold this poem close. Let it warm you in the cold moments and remind you that someone powerful and proud has laid down every defense to speak these words. This isn't a joke. This is the beginning of something eternal. This is for you. The world demands much from a ruler, but the heart cannot be ruled. It still yearns, still dreams, and still believes in impossible reunions. Whether on moonlit balconies or within the golden majlis of the palace, Fazza's heart still holds space for her. A space untouched by time, untouched by titles, untouched by all the expectations that press upon him. Will he ever be allowed to marry her again? Perhaps not. But love does not always need permission to survive. Sometimes, it simply exists, in whispers, in poetry, in dreams. And for Sheikh Hamdan, that is enough to keep her alive in his heart. The world may forget, but a poem